shows. Obviously, you're originally from Massachusetts, and now you're living in St. Louis. What's your critique or observations of any differences or similarities, particularly in lifestyle, maybe even food, of course, music, weather?
Yeah, the weather was the first thing I had to kind of get used to, because my first summer, I wasn't really prepared for the whole, 110 with humidity thing, But I wasn't scared of that. The first time I heard a tornado siren, that changed everything. I was like, so the weather can just show up out of nowhere and kill you. I was like, nah, I'm not a huge fan of that. But, I guess you get used to it. I dig living out here. I haven't been able to go to as many shows as I'd like, but I've gotten to at least catch stuff at Pops, which are more, like bands I've toured with and more major acts. But I've also gotten to, hit some smaller shows at Firebird and at Foo Bar and places like that, which is cool. It's cool to see. Like, right now in Boston proper, there aren't really clubs like that in the city. They're mostly in Worcester and out in the suburbs. Because Boston, there's a few big clubs. There's the House of Blues and places where, like, Lamb of God or Mastodon will go through. But as far as smaller shows, a lot of them are either out of the city or in really small places like bars that fit like 70 people. Mm-hmm. So Boston, as far as the metal scene, there's always been more bands and there's been places to play, and a lot of it's kind of centered around the Worcester or Western Mass area, like Killswitch, All That Remains, Shadows Fall. Out of all those bands, I was the only person who lived anywhere within 2 hours of Boston. Like, I lived in Boston, they all lived out in the woods. Wow. In Western Mass, and so all those bands came out of a very small, kind of more, I'm not gonna say rural, but more like, out of the way area. So, but as far as the differences here and there, fans are really the same as far as, like, I can just tell from the scene. I think the Boston just kind of local scene just gets more props because some of the bands actually made it, kind of huge, which is really just crazy to think about still. But overall, man, I'm still, the toughest thing for me is not being able to watch local Boston sports on television. So that's been tough because it's not like I can sit and watch a Rams game. That's there's no fun in that. Yeah. Although at least I did get to see all the World Series games because we were playing a team from around here. I forget how that ended, but
I don't.
No, I actually was pretty mellow during the World Series. I didn't want to. I actually don't talk any trash during a series. I'm pretty ruthless afterwards, but I've been nice because Cardinals fans are too nice. They're just like, oh, you guys deserve to win. Great series. I'm like, what? That's no fun. That's no fun.
I need this. Don't take it from me.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. It's been a few years settled in to Midwest living. So.